Hey guys, this is Stephanie and I'm Stacks on Stacks on Stacks. Ooh, that was so wobbly. So we are on our way to Le Book Sale, which I'm pretty excited about. I'm gonna be there for a few hours looking at all of the books. I'll do book fair. Is it really a book fair? There's a book sale. Anyway, I will do some filming there, probably not a ton. I don't know. We'll have to see. If there are a lot of people around, I probably won't. But last year wasn't too bad. There weren't that many people there. Sometimes there are even people I know there. This is a small town, so that's how it works. Okay, so we're going to the book fair and we're taking you with us. Yay!
Yay.
Alrighty guys, got me my 2 boxes of books. You see all those? Double layered. Yep. So Mark was the book troll and he sat with all my books as I collected them and brought him stacks on stacks.
On stacks.
I knew you could not say it. So now we ordered some Chinese food. We're gonna pick it up and go home and eat because I am starving. We were there for about a little under 4 hours. 3.5 hours, something like that. So I am turning into a starving Marvin. Mark, are you a Marvin?
I'm just Mark.
I'm a Marvin. I'm hungry.
Mark's always hungry.
And yeah, I'm gonna go home and eat, and then probably go through the books, and I will haul them, and you can see my thought process on these. Okay. Okay, guys. So this is it. The 2 boxes of books that I got. So these are at the top of the boxes. They are just like boxes. So there's a layer of books down here. There's a layer of books here. And I have 2 of those. I think I bought 58 books and it was over 100, like 116, something like that. So the hardbacks were $250, the softbacks were $150. They had other prices for other things, but I didn't get any of that. So I don't know what it was. So I am going to pause this for a second. I'm going to organize these so I can talk to you guys in a somewhat organized fashion. And then there are a few books I got for other people in here that I'm going to take out so that they won't be spoiled when I give them these books later. Okay, so I have these in piles, as you can kind of see. And I'm going to talk about the books that I got. Now, first thing, some of you guys have already asked me, because I put some of this out on Instagram and on Facebook, what is this for exactly? Basically, the town I live in has a library foundation for our public libraries, and it is a fundraiser for public libraries. So the footage you saw, the room full of books, which is like every booktuber's dream, is something that happens every year. Usually it's in October. They had to do it in September because football is a big deal in Nebraska. Not for me, but for everybody else. And they have to do it around a football schedule, and they have to do it around the event center where it's at as well. But the next 2 years, they gave me a bookmark. They gave me a bookmark to tell me when they're going to be the next 2 years. So I know in advance. They'll be in October the next 2 years. Yay! So I'm going to deal with this stack first since it's kind of the one in the way. This is kind of my YA stack. They have everything organized by genre. So as you saw, some of the tables, like they'll have it like up like this, and they'll have like 2 or 3 rows on each side, and then sometimes a row in the middle like this, or they'll put them sideways. And so then they'll have, I don't know if it's 2 or 3 tables on end, maybe, well, two tables on end. and just covered with books, and then sometimes there are boxes of books underneath. I actually heard that this year they didn't have as many books donated. Most of these are donated, and some of them are from the libraries that it's just what they get rid of every year. So like this one used to be a library book, and these did not. These were donated. They could be donated from, this one used to be a library book, from people who like they have these fundraisers all year round, and you can bring in books and donate them, and then they resell them, because lots of people are like, well, I have a stack of books now, I don't know what to do with them. And we only have one like good used bookstore here in town, and they don't always take books. Like if they have too many, they won't take them. The one thing they will always take, graphic novels and manga, always. Everything else is kind of up in the air whether they'll take it or not. So I usually go to Omaha, which is the biggest city in Nebraska, and that is where I will trade books. There are a few used bookstores there, and I can pretty much get rid of all of my books between going to all of those. So they sell all these books, and they raise money for the Library Foundation, which is fantastic. It's to improve our libraries and stuff like that, which, yes, they're city libraries, and they get money from the city, but I think this just gives them extra things. It also helps them. I know a lot of this goes towards funding programs, specifically kid and teen programs, because I read a little thing in the bathroom that was on the inside of the bathroom door, and it said, this is what your money is going towards today. And a couple of them were literacy programs. I mean, like any city, we have people here that English is not their first language, so it goes towards helping people learn English, adults and kids. And then I know it also was talking about like some after school programs, and then just some reading programs and things, you know, to keep kids off streets. I mean, even in smaller towns, it's still kind of a problem. So it's a great thing. I get books and they get money, and everybody's happy. So the YA books I got, Spyglass by Maria V. Schneider. I think I have Stormglass, and I don't know if this is the second or the third one in the series, but we will see. And I will clean these up later and take stickers off and stuff like that. And I actually don't mind getting used books. I know lots of people are like, I don't like used books. If I really like a book series, then I will spend the money and I will buy them so they all match, and I'll buy the fancy ones that I like. But if I'm just reading it or experimenting, seeing if I like it, I'm totally good with used. Totally good with used. And most of the time when I don't like a book, I will offload it. Sometimes I'll put it on my back bookshelves for a couple months or a year before I'm like, yes, I definitely want to get rid of this book. And I also feel like when there's like one or two books I really didn't like, I see them all over the tables everywhere, and I'm just like, oh, it was, oh, gosh, what was it? It wasn't Beartown. I didn't love Beartown, but it was the sequel to Beartown, whatever that one was. It was all over the shelves, and I was like, no wonder you're getting rid of the 50 million copies you bought, because it was crap. So I got this one, even though I didn't love Poison Study. I feel like I'm ready to approach it again now that I have an understanding that there was a graphic rape scene in there. My issue with it wasn't the rape scene, to be honest. My issue was more the fact that she's like, but that was a year ago and I'm fine now. And I'm like, no, you're not. Whatever. I also have The Midnight Dance, which I think this is a series, and I don't know which one this is in the series. This is by Nikki Katz, and I've seen it here and there. Basically, it's a really pretty cover, so I bought it. I'll let you know how it is. I also got Legend by Marie Lu. I believe this is the first one in the series. I'm really not positive about that now. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first one in the series, and it's a series I have wanted to read. I did see a bunch of Warcross all over the place. I didn't get that one because I didn't really like it. Written in the Stars by Asha Siad, and I don't remember what this is about, but I do believe it's about a girl who is like leaving her Middle Eastern, boy, that's shiny, her Middle Eastern country, which is really pretty. You can see it. And then she's coming to America. And I don't know what it is outside of that, but it was a pretty cover and it sounds interesting. I also got The Mirror King, an Orphan Queen novel, and this is by Jodi Meadows. I have seen these on Book Outlet a bunch, and I was hoping for more of these in the series because this isn't the first. It's like the second or the third one. And they didn't have them. But, you know, if I really want, I bet I could go to my library and I bet they would have them. I got Quinta of Charin, which I'm not sure where it falls, but this is part of the Finnegan of the Rock series, which is a book I've been meaning to read for such a long time. So I was excited that they had it there. And when I clean up these books, I take off the plastic little library coating as well, and that helps immensely because I don't actually like shiny books. Entwined by Heather Dixon. I don't know whose booktube channel I saw this on, but it's a girl in a dress, and I saw it on somebody's channel, and it's like a retelling, though I couldn't tell you who it's a retelling of, but I'll probably enjoy it. More Than This by Patrick Ness. I don't know what this one's about, but it's a Patrick Ness, and I have been wanting to read more Patrick Ness since I read Monster Calls. Mortal Heart by Robin Lefevers. Darn it. Book 3. I have the Grave Mercy one, which is book 1. And yeah, now I have 3. So I also don't object to only having bits and pieces of series, saying that I am looking through thousands and thousands of books for, you know, specific ones. If I get the third and I don't have the second, either if I really want it, I'll buy it, or I'll go to the library and get it, or I'll hold my breath and see if they have it next year. This book, I have been wanting to buy, and I actually am shocked I didn't buy it already because I've been wanting to read it. That is The Poppy War by R.F. Kong. And my friend, I saw one person I knew while I was there, which usually I see like 15 people I know while I'm there. I saw one, and he had this in his basket, and I was like, I'm jealous. And he's like, well, you've talked about it. And I'm like, it's because I want to read it, and I haven't read it yet. And then he was leaving, and he found me, and he was like, oh, I decided not to get this, so you can have it. And I was like, what a good friend, he gave me a book. Pretty stoked about that. Those are all the YAs I got. The next ones I got are some manga. I got Beauty Pop 10. I have like a couple of them up on my top manga shelf. Of the Beauty Pops, I have like 1, 3, 4, 7, you know, so now I have 10. And then I got 2 Full Metal Alchemists. I got 18 and 26. I know they're nowhere near the beginning of the series, and I've only read like the first 3, but you know, worst case scenario, I just sell them at a bookstore. Not the end of the world. These I was excited about. These are the Cirque du Freaks, the Vampire Assistant. I got 2, 5, and 6. These are ones I wanted to read. I was told to read these by Cats and Camera, I think. And I got them, and I was like, gosh, why did she tell me to read these? Because they come in book form, and they come in graphic novel manga form. And I got the wrong one, and I wasn't really enjoying it. I mean, I liked the story, but I was like, why was she gushing about this? Because she was gushing about this, not the one I got from the library. But the library has these as well. As you see, these were, as you see, these were library books. So at some point I will start this series, because I have actually read the first 2 books, so I am familiar with it. My Boyfriend is a Monster. I Love Him to Pieces by Yvonne Song. I think, and I have no idea what it's about, but it sounds super cute, and I was like, okay, sure, why not? For $2.50, I will go for it. Dawn of the Bunny Suicides by Andy Riley. It's just bunnies dying, I think, is all it is. Like, yeah, it's pretty much what it is. It's just bunnies dying in funny ways. Should give me the giggles. I got a few of the Bone books. These, I got, what did I get? I got 3. I got Rose, which I don't know what the special on Rose is. And then I got the handbook, which I think just talks about the different characters. And I have, again, bits and pieces of these as well. And what I have been spending the last week doing is scanning all of my books into Goodreads and making a bookshelf that's called My Library. Now, here's the thing. I think the app is a little bugged, because there are times I'd be putting in books and it'd be like, you have 1,056 books. And then the next time I open the app, it's like, you have 910 books. And I'm like, where did 140 books go? So I think it's a little bugged. I am not 100% confident that every book I own is actually there on that shelf. But, you know, it is what it is. And I did every book I own. I didn't do all of, like, I have some Bible study books I didn't put in there. And then I do have some books that are boxed up, and I put those in there. Clearly, I care about them if they're on a box. But like any books on my shelves, including my kid books that I own, I keep for myself, not the ones I buy for my nieces and nephews, are on that, supposedly, shelf, which was handy because then I wasn't buying repeats, because I actually grabbed a lot of books that I was like, I don't know if I have it, because like, I know I have some of the Bones, but I don't know which ones I have, so I do now. I got Persepolis number 2. I actually started number 1, and I didn't finish it last year, so maybe I can finish the first one and then start the second one. And again, $1.50 for this. For this, I was over the moon. I also got Lumberjanes, Friendship to the Max. Now, this is the second one, but this is the same gal that did Nimona, which I love Nimona. So I will probably try and get the first one from the library, and then I'll read this one. And then I did get Miss Marvel, No Normal, which I read years ago, and I'm excited. It's a great one to own. And the last I got was Lykia by Nick Abadazius, and I don't know exactly what it's about, but it's a graphic novel with a dog on the front, and that's about all I needed to know. Okay, the next stack I have is my historical fiction stack. I got 2 Poldarks. I got Demelza and Jeremy Poldark. I don't know any order about these, but I do know that a friend of mine just swears up and down that I would love this series, and she's like, you just need to read it. So I'll read it someday. I'll read it. I did get Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd, which I already have this. You're probably like, Steph, you already have that book. I do, but this is a hardback and it's much nicer. The one I have, literally pages are falling out of it. So, because I've read it quite a few times. So I got a nice one. The 100th Queen by Emily R. King. I don't remember what this one is about exactly, but it was a historical fiction one that interested me, and that cover's so pretty. And then I got The Accidental Empress by Alison Pataki. This is the same author who wrote The Trader's Wife, which I've heard good things about, so I'm hoping I would like this one too. Buttermilk Sky by Jan Watson. And I don't remember exactly what this one's about. I remember it was like a girl from Kentucky who like goes to get a higher education of sorts, like go to secretary school or something like that. And she's like a small town mountain girl or something, and then of course things go awry. I don't know exactly, but it sounded cute. Miss Georgiana Darcy of Pemberley by Shannon Winslow. All I know is it is a Pride and Prejudice retelling of sorts, so I'm gonna read that. And then I got 2 Philippa Gregory's. I thought I got more, but I guess I didn't. I'm pretty sure I had one sitting in a box that I had sitting up, and I think a woman reached in and took it out when I wasn't looking, but you know, that's fine. It's fine. I got 3 Sisters, 3 Queens, and then I got the Queen's Fool. The Queen's Fool. These are in the White Queen line, the Tudor series. I think it's the Tudor series. That is a series that I have been meaning to read for quite a long time because I've heard that it is right up my alley and I would love it. So I'm excited about that. Next, I got a few middle grades. I got Tragarug, I didn't say that right, by Brian Jakes. And I have a bunch of these. Most of them are Marks. These are the Redwall series. And we don't have this one yet. So I got this one. And I also got Wonder by R.J. Palacio, which I've seen the movie. I haven't read the book. And the book is a little bit in rough shape, but that's okay. I've heard cute things about it. And then I got these 2 that just looked fun. And so I got them. Molly Moon, Mickey Minus, and The Mind Machine by Georgia Bing. And then this is Molly Moon's incredible book of hypnotism, and I'm not 100% sure what they're about, but again, there's a dog on the cover and they look pretty fun and funny, and I might keep them, or these I might give to a niece. Hard to say. I also am excited. I found the Harry Potter books. So these are $2.50 a piece because they're hardback, but I got 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Ooh, all in hardback. So I'm pretty happy about that. So I have the Bloomsbury edition, which I love, and they're beautiful, but I don't really read them because they're really beautiful and I love them and I don't want them falling apart. So these I'd be more apt to lug around and read and or loan to people. And then I also got some Harlan Coben, which is, for whatever reason, is the hardest name in the world for me to say. Because a friend of mine just swears by it, loves his stuff, and says he's an amazing author. So I was like, they're a few bucks a piece. I will get them. If I hate them, I can always resell them or give them to her. I don't know. I got Home, Don't Let Go, Hold Tight. Kind of sounds like the last one, right? Fool Me Once, and Tell No One. Yeah, these are ones that I do want to get to read. These are a little bit outside of my comfort zone, but I have been told that it's good writing. So we're going to give that a shot at some point before the sale next year. I didn't buy every Harlan Coben that I saw. I just weaned it down to just these 5. So I'm going to read these this year, and then at next year's sale, if I decide I do love this author, I will purchase more of his books then. Oh, I'm going to have to put all of these, scan all of these books into my Goodreads as well. You know, first world problems, right? Oh, I did get one nonfiction book. I got Americana, a novel by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Which I don't know what this is about. I have no idea. But I've read 2 of her like novellas / essays, and they're amazing and great. So I'm probably going to like this one too. Okay, 3 stacks left. We're almost there. It's almost over now. Skin Games by Jim Butcher. Excited about this one. I would eventually like to have all the Dresden Files ones. This is 14 or 15. I would like to have all of them at some point. I will get there slowly. I have like half the series or so. That was my Supernatural pile. It was really the only one that I got. This is my high fantasy pile. I have The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, which I think is the first one in the Wheel of Time series. I don't know. It is a mass market paperback, but at the same time, it's also dusty. That's a little gross. And it has a photo in it of a girl. It says, Wendy Owen, 2007. You see that, friend? Oh, used books are wonderful. You know what? I'm going to put it back in there. Not where it was, because I don't remember where it was. So then whenever I read this, I will have a nice laugh. Yes. Then I also got Shadow's Edge and Beyond the Shadows, which are the second and third books in the Night Angel trilogy by Brent Weeks, which I have been told by lots of people I would enjoy his writing if I like Brandon Sanderson's writing. And then there are other people that are like, no, you won't. Who's to say? I also got Night Film by Marisha Pessel, which I have this, and I loaned it to a friend, and I don't know who I loaned it to, so I never read it because of that. But I might read it sooner than later. I kind of wanted to read it in October as a spooky read. And then the last 5 here in this pile I got are all In Death books by J.D. Robb, and that's a series that I read off and on. Like, I'll read like 5 of them, and then I won't read any for 2 years. And there's like 50 some odd books in the series, so there's a lot. I got Portrait in Death, Time in Death, which is actually Eternity in Death, Ritual in Death, and Missing in Death. 3 novellas, Dark in Death, Visions in Death, and Leverage in Death. Then the last one, these are actually like kind of contemporary books, you guys. So I don't know, maybe there's something wrong with me. I got The Paris Wife by Paula McLean. I don't remember what this is about, but I had heard about this from somebody like in real life was telling me. They were like, oh, this book in my book club, and it was so fantastic. So I hope it won't suck. I also got My Not So Perfect Life by Sophie Kinsella, who I thoroughly enjoy, Sophie Kinsella. So excited to read this one. The Last Little Blue Envelope by Maureen Johnson. I think this might even be a YA one. I don't know. But when I was standing there, I did read the back of it and I thought it sounded interesting. Though now I don't know what it's about. So there's that. The Austen Escape by Catherine Rie. This is a Escape to Jane Austen land book. I'm good for that. The Hating Game, a novel by Sally Thorne. I don't know what this is about, but it was all over BookTube like a year ago or so. And then I think Serenity said she read it. So I'll give it a shot for $1.50. I did get China Rich Girlfriend by Kevin Kwan. I wasn't going to get it. I was kind of on the fence about getting it or not getting it. But it's the second one. I've read the first one, so I'm like, you know, I can read the second one. I liked the first one. I thought that first book was fan-stinking-tastic. The last one I got was The Little French Bistro by Nina George. And I want to say she wrote The Little Paris Bookshop, which is the book I have heard about. I haven't heard about this one. So I'm hoping that I'll like it. But I feel like I like books that have the word bookshop in the title. There's that. So that is it, my friends. That is my 58 books. I didn't count them. They count them and they charge you, but I can count them. Okay. I counted them. 73. I paid for 58. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. They can't count. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I'm super tired. We got home and we ate our Chinese food and I sat on the couch for like an hour and a half, half sleeping through a few episodes of MasterChef because I just was too tired to walk my butt downstairs and do this. Yeah. So I'm guessing that these books are going to be sitting here for at least like 3 or 4 days until I feel like I have the energy to first clean them up. Like wipe on, take, well, this one looks great actually like that, but take the plastic off and then take off any of the extra stickers and crap like that that's on these. And then I'll scan them in and put them where they should go in my library. How exciting is that? But that is it. So of these 73 books, if you've heard of any of these books, by all means, let me know. I would love to know if they are great books or stinkers or whatever, because, well, I do trust your guys' opinions on books quite a bit. But leave it down below in the comments if you have read any of these books. Tell me which one of these books you think I should read first. A few of them I've already read, but most of them I haven't. So, of all of these books, which one should I read first? Make that your comment. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you're having a fantastic day as well. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll just talk to you guys soon. Goodbye! I had to explain to my friend because she was like, oh, what time are you going to go? Because I'm going to go with you. I said, no. Going to this book event is a solo sport. You don't go with people. You can only come with me if you're going to do one of two things. You can either be the book troll, which is the person who sits with my boxes of books to make sure other people don't take books out of them. Usually if those boxes are on the sides, people aren't going to be rifling through them, except the one lady, I guess. Or you can be my gopher, which means you find me and whatever stack of books I currently have in my hands, and you take those back to the book troll to guard them. Those would be the two things you can do. Otherwise, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm looking at books. And I was listening to Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I'm like, and not even an hour away from the end of listening to it. It's so fantastic. Hey guys, this is Stephanie and I'm Stacks on Stacks on Stacks.
Was I supposed to say it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you want to do it again?
I was busy. I was driving. I'm on a curve.
I'm on a curve. Okay, ready?
Yes.